Okay. How and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
I don't decide very quickly. I try to base my opinions off of the facts that I hear on TV and news.
So the debates, do they help you decide?
Pretty much. I mean, you know, it's about being a good speaker and how you can relate to the people that you're trying to target. So.
Okay, agreed. Well, thank you very much.
That's not a hard question.
No, it's not. It's completely an opinion. Yeah. Okay, the question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
Honestly, my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my parents. That's what I do. I don't know. I like watch the presidential debates, and then I kind of change my mind. But it's not like a spur of the moment decision.
Yeah, and it's not, you don't necessarily stick with whatever party.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think parties are stupid.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, I hear a lot of stuff from my parents because they're both like business owners, so I mean,
Yeah.
they have different thoughts on other things than other people do, so.
Super.
Thank you.
Okay, the question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for? A few votes.
I wouldn't say quickly. I mean, it takes time. I have to view the issues, and I have to decide which things are important to me and what I stand for. And then I decide based on what candidate matches the closest to that.
So it's not based on Democrat, Republican?
No. No.
Okay. All right, super. That's all I need.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
The question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
Kind of depends on the race and the candidates and how much I know about them on beforehand. I mean, I guess I feel like some of the, even like for the presidential race, I kind of decided even before like the Republicans even declared kind of who I was going to vote for or along which lines I was going to vote.
So are you Republican? Are you you go with your party?
Yeah, I would say for the most case, but for the most times I'm kind of looking for a specific person along a certain line of beliefs and values as well. So.
Okay, sounds great. That's all I needed then.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And just look at me. All right, how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for? You know.
Am I being recorded right now?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even get time to think about this?
You can think. You can
Okay.
think.
How and how quickly?
Yes. Which candidate to vote for?
Okay.
Do you watch the debates, or do you listen a lot to your parents, or do you follow with like a party that you identify with, or?
It's always been pretty equalized in my house, I guess. My dad's a Republican and my mom's a Democrat, and I find myself kind of stuck in the middle a lot of times. And so I guess I have been following the debates, and I think I know who I'm going to vote for, so I guess I decided probably about a week and a half ago-ish.
So after debates?
Right
the
after
big one?
yeah.
Okay.
I kind of decided there. And what else is that the question?
Yeah, that's it. You nailed it. Okay, the question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
How and how quickly? Well, I think, I try and stay informed just like all the time. So as soon as the candidates, come up, I try to start figuring out what their positions are and like on certain issues that are like important to me, like women's rights and marriage equality and stuff like that. And so it's not really like a set amount of time that I pick up.
It's just
research.
yeah,
exactly.
Do you tend to go more towards like Democrat, or it's really just up to the issues?
It really is just kind of up to the issues. I did not vote for Obama in 2008, but I plan on it for this. So.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay, our question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
I actually decide very, very quickly. Do I tell you why?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whatever you want.
Probably because the little I watch of politics, right? I don't watch politics a lot, so I just decide on what I hear more than like what I actually know.
So like word of mouth from other people, or
yeah,
okay.
yeah, mostly from the internet.
Do you watch the debates or anything, or just not?
I do. I did this year. This was the
Okay.
first year I watched. It's kind of a must because I'm in college now.
Okay. Okay, super. Good. All right, our question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for? If you vote.
It's a good question. I take a moderate stance on politics, so I like to look at the candidates, and usually you can tell pretty quickly which one I'm gonna vote for, but I'm still interested in the other candidate. I don't just throw them off to the sidelines. So with this presidential election, I know who I'm gonna vote for, but I still pay attention to the other candidate and don't say negative things about them. So.
Would you say it's like kind of going on with your political party, but still being informed about the other one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I identify more as an independent, though I'm registered Democrat, so.
Okay. All right, super, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, how and how quickly do you choose on which candidate to vote for?
Okay. Well, I personally follow the news stories pretty closely. I read, I've been following it since they've been campaigning, like starting last spring. So I follow the news, and I also, I guess, I try to read articles about them as well, and I also watch the presidential debates. So.
Would you say that you change your mind as you learn more about the candidates, or do you generally kind of stick with your political party, even if you're becoming more informed about both candidates?
I say usually I stick with my political party, but it really, I'm kind of up in the air with that. If I do like the other party's candidate a lot better, then I'll go with them. But it's just all from my interpretation from what I get from the media and from what I glean as personal perspective. So.
All right, super. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
Well, I don't really know about how quickly I choose to vote for them, but normally I pick certain issues that are very important to me, and then I'll read up on them and see who follows what I believe in, who would do the best for these issues.
Okay, so you don't identify with, necessarily don't always go with Republican or Democrat?
No, I'm independent, so I
Okay.
just follow whatever I feel is best.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Concern. Might ask.
The guidelines for it are about just like one question on politics or just the election. And our question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
How do I personally, or how does anybody?
How you personally?
Oh, interesting question.
Yeah.
I still haven't quite decided yet.
Mhm.
I like to make informed decisions. That's generally my rule as far as elections go, because I've seen a lot of polarized party members kind of acting based on their biases, which is something I like to avoid. It has to, how quickly, it really depends on the nature of like what they're saying, and I like to analyze a lot of different sources because a lot of the main ones tend to lean in one direction or another. So I like to research both sides and then nonpartisan sources as well.
Do the debates, do they change kind of your opinion on, or your stance on who you're going to vote for?
Debate as an idea tends to help that, but as far as the ones that have gone, the questions didn't really create answers that would lean you one way or the other. It was just people who watched it, who believed what they believed before, didn't really change. Like, their opinions, it wasn't an opinion-altering debate, I don't think.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, that was a wonderful answer. Thank you. Okay, so how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
You know, for me, maybe it's different. I just haven't put a lot of focus on it, and I'm still deciding. Was a year and a half later of the campaign really hard, so I'm still pretty up in the air, 50-50.
Do you watch the
I haven't
debates?
decided. I watched part of the debate and then just got sick of it. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm just a little ignorant of it. I don't know. So.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so our question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
How and how quickly? I decide on issues about the current economy, I suppose, and then based on my party, if I agree with it or not.
Do you watch the debates? Does that change your...
Yeah. Well, it doesn't necessarily sway it, but kind of just informs you. But most people nowadays just vote on their party, so
That's what you do?
in a sense, yes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because the elections are so party affiliated now. There's really no chance candidates and anyone winning the election that's not a party, I suppose. So,
Yeah, definitely. Okay. That's all I need
That's it.
from you. Thanks. Okay, so how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
It kind of depends on my party affiliation that I've been following over the last couple of years and their respective issues and how the president's been doing with his issues over the last couple of years. The economy hasn't been going in the direction I'd like it to go. So I'm not saying I don't think there necessarily is a fabulous candidate for this election. But with how things have been going over the past 4 years, I'd probably have to go with Romney just because he might have a better economic plan than Obama's has, because he's had 4 years to do it. He needs to stop saying we should have. He said we have had, because he's had 4 years to do it. In my opinion.
Did you vote for Obama in the last election?
I was not old enough to vote for him, but I think I wasn't old enough to vote for him.
Okay.
Anyway, so I didn't vote.
All right. So did the debates? Did they
They kind
change
of
anything? Or
reassured my selection more than anything, just because Romney won, I think, with the largest poll or margin victory ever, 72 to 22% by CNN poll, which is the largest victory ever since Reagan beat Bush in 1992. But it kind of reassured my selection with Romney, I guess. But we'll see. There's a VP debate tonight, which will be big. The next Tuesday, the 22nd of October, which will also kind of sway it.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you.
Okay. I don't have to look at it.
No, you don't. It's whatever you want.
For me, it takes a lot of time because I think it's important to have background information and really understand and see where your values fall into everyone that's running, not just parties.
So the debates are pretty important, would you say,
Yes.
for you?
Yes, I would say they're very important.
Okay, sounds great. That's all we needed.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Okay. Our question is how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
Who's ever pro-life and who's going to let me have my religious freedom.
So mostly just on issue based, not necessarily Republican.
Well, I mean, I vote Republican because they tend to go more with my issues, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to look at that first, and then I'll look at what their platform is.
Okay, do you watch the debates or anything at all?
I did watch the first debate, and it was really interesting. I'm not so, like, I guess economically involved, I guess you would say, but, like, I watched it and I was able to follow, I guess, and pay attention, and it was really interesting to watch.
Ditto. So it doesn't really change your mind when you, like, watch the debates? It's kind of just more to get more informed?
Yeah, I guess, because, I mean, I'm pretty set on whether or not I'm going to vote for somebody based on, like, whether they, like I said, are like pro-life, or if they're, like, more, like, religious freedom and all that stuff. So, like, probably to get more informed, I guess, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys, okay, well. Have a good one tomorrow. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, but good to see you. What, is this for a class, or what's this for?
Yeah, it's for Journalism 101.
Yeah.
So we just have to ask like 20 people the same question. And so we're going to we came here and went to the Lutheran Center and different buildings around.
Is there a reason you chose Newman or Lutheran Center?
Well, I go to the Newman Center.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we're just to try and get a lot of different people. We went to like the LGBTQ, all those consonants, and then the Women's Center, stuff like that. So
nice. Do I have to look at the camera?
no, you can look.
It's perfectly fine. Great.
Okay. How and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
I definitely say it takes a process. However, there are some things that I have like a ranking system of trying. I guess like the priorities that I have. Like priority number one for me would be life, and so that's pretty much the first thing that I look at. And being Catholic, that's pretty much priority number one. And so if there's a candidate that I see who is against life, or one that promotes life, or if both promote life, it just really depends on what they are. So if that's a stark difference between the two of them, then my decision is pretty quick and pretty easy.
Okay. Do you watch the debates or anything? Or
I do.
Did this last debate sway your person on who to vote for, or are you still going conservative?
It didn't sway. However, it did boost my confidence a lot. I didn't have very much confidence in the candidate I was going to choose just because I didn't think he would be able to stand a chance against the current president. So I was really, really excited when that debate happened because he just showed a lot of poise, a lot of confidence, a lot of just a lot of power in what he believed in. So
Okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. So how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
Well, I'm a registered Democrat, and I like that about myself. So I decided that I would vote for Obama in 2012 when he won in 2008.
So the debates don't really
No,
change your kind
they're
of stance on
more
that?
like entertaining gladiatorial contests, more for the entertainment value, but no, I think on their own they're not that informative to me personally.
Okay, that's super. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
All right.
Okay, so how and how quickly do you decide on which candidate to vote for?
I don't plan on voting.
Okay, and can I ask why?
I don't really get into politics too much, enough to where I feel like voting and my one vote is going to change the opinions of others.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you.